Vladdy. That's what everyone said on Twitter. MLB said it, and then Blue Jays Twitter also said it. Not so creative, guys. But Vladdy. What else are you gonna say?
I'm going to say that Brandon Hyde is dumb.
Whoa! All right, we're gonna talk about that. This was a fun game, so we're gonna talk about it for a while. We also have a good this day in history coming up. Bones is gonna defend his insult of a manager's intelligence. Next, this is Locked On Blue Jays.
You are Locked On Blue Jays, your daily Toronto Blue Jays podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Blue Jays. Thanks so much for making us your first listen every day, especially on this Thursday, June 16th. With Matt Bonaparte, I'm Ben Shulman. We're going to give you our regular disclaimer for this week. I'm in a hotel in Lansing. My connection stinks, and sorry if that comes through. Also, by the way, this episode is brought to you by new sponsor, Sports Card Investor. Download the Sports Card Investor app today and easily browse over 630,000 cards from every sport with hundreds more added each week. Available for free in the Google Play and Apple App Stores, or go to sportscardinvestor.com/locked on. A win for the Jays. Yeah, no one ever front slashes, eh? Kind of tough for the front slash.
So is a backslash.
A win for the Jays, 7-6. Roller coaster of emotions in this game. Where do you want to start? Like, honestly, I don't know.
Okay, I will
Should we
start
with the
saying,
best or the worst thing?
I was going to say that we should start by saying there were some mega positives until Ryan Mountcastle was like, I'm the greatest player ever to play this sport. Teoscar Hernandez put a ball on Saturn, so that was cool. And then Matt Chapman was like, hey, I can hit 2 homers in a row in terms of games played. I can hit 2 homers in consecutive days, guys. I can do that. And everyone was like, what? You can do that? And he was like, yeah. And then he did it. So that was big from him. Vladdy hit a homer. It was kind of like a line drive shot, one of those balls where you're like, that's not getting out until like the very last second. You kind of have to read the outfielders on that kind of thing.
430 though.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, it was just like,
yeah.
It was wild. So the offense was there. I think you have to give it that credit because we have been like ragging on the offense like all year. There was that good spurt where they made the Angels a poverty organization, and they were great, but they've been fine recently. I've been like hoping Teoscar would be like
pretty good.
They've been they've been good.
I
but
believe
I mean,
they've been the highest scoring team in baseball since the Angels series started.
So they have been good. They have been. But there are players in this lineup that I wish were performing better than they are. That's kind of what I mean. I wish Teoscar Hernandez was able to be in all-star conversations. I know he was hurt, and I know he's still coming back from that. But I wish that were the case. Same thing with Matt Chapman. I wish he was hitting better. So to see those guys do that tonight was encouraging.
Yeah, they're both on the road back. They had bad first months. It was kind of like the Bo Bichette thing, where I mean he slumped a little recently, but like it was like he started so bad.
He's been Bo though.
It's good. Yeah, he's been Bo, and like more recently, Teoscar's been Teoscar. Chapman's starting to heat up. His OPS is at 708 now. I know people aren't going to love this maybe because I'm not sure everyone totally understood the type of player Matt Chapman is. If he gets to like a 750 OPS and hits 235, like that's exactly what they paid for. A 750 OPS and arguably the best third baseman in baseball. That's what you wanted. Like it's not always going to be he's a platinum glove winner, my guy. Nolan Arenado is probably the best third baseman in baseball, but we'll say the league. I'll give you that. Yeah, Vladdy was insane. Had 1 blue pit, but just 3 rockets. He hit 3 balls in that game, 114 miles per hour or more.
Yeah, he's good. That guy's really good.
That's nuts. If you want another Ben's exit velocity stats, that's a new segment we're doing. Ben's exit velocity stats. They said it on the broadcast, I'm pretty sure. Vlad in June coming into the game had hit 11 balls over 110. Second place and third place are Judge and Stanton, who combined for 11. Like
I think it was 12.
Was it 112? Or was it 12?
Well, no, balls? It was 12 balls, and then Judge had 6 and Stanton had 6.
Okay, yeah, whatever. Ridiculous.
Yeah. No, absurd, genuinely absurd.
Ridiculous.
Like
Since June
he's
has started,
crazy.
he's hit like 8 homers.
The book's out on him though. You got to buy the
Yeah,
book.
you can read him easy. Yeah, Matt Chapman hit a 411-foot homer. It was the shortest homer of the game, which is nuts. The O's are probably happy they're not at Camden. You know what we have to do really?
What,
You
man?
in the open of this show called Brandon Hyde dumb. So why don't you explain why?
What I mean is he made one really dumb non-decision. Listen, Orioles managers have a knack of making bad decisions late, whether it's Buck Showalter not putting Zach Britton in a very big spot, or it's Brandon Hyde being like, we will pitch to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. in
We
a
shall.
meaningless situation where we just don't need to. That was ridiculous. His run, one, did not matter, and two, first base is open. Alejandro Kirk's really good. Is he better than Vladdy? Like,
not a shot.
What is the mind? Like, you're like, he's gonna get out. Numbers say he's out here. Like, what are you playing off of, Brandon? Come on, man.
It was a Tony La Russa move. It was like a Tony La Russa move.
That just means he wasn't thinking.
Yeah.
well, that's bad. So I think Brandon Hyde, he should get some points taken off of him there because that was a really stupid move. Is it good that Vladimir Guerrero ended up hitting the baseball and getting a chance to do so? But he shouldn't have been able to.
No. And what Bones is alluding to, like, it's a 2-2 game. Bo scores, it's over. So it doesn't matter if there are 2 guys on base, as long as Bo doesn't get advanced. And like we said, Kirk's on a hot streak. He's playing really well. He's batting .311. His OPS at like the hottest point of his entire career is .852, and Vlad's right now is .865. Vlad's a better hitter, and Vlad had one of the coldest starts of his career. Not section 100. He was kind of an average hitter the first 2 years, but Vlad had a huge cold start. He's hitting insane now. There's no way you can pitch to him there. I don't know which is dumber, the Britton or Ubaldo. I was at the Ubaldo, and it was just like Zach Britton almost won the Cy Young that year as a closer. He was clearly the best closer.
Because wasn't that the Porcello year?
Yeah, I believe that was the Porcello.
But he came in third behind Verlander, right?
Yeah, but like you could have easily, like if you weren't, it was kind of the argument was like, are you gonna go with like Porcello, which was stupid, or are you gonna go
so dumb
with like the man who has I think he had like an 0.54 ERA and led the league in saves, and that definitely at least used to matter. Some people don't like the save stat anymore, but at that point in time, people still cared that he had a ridiculous number of saves. So I don't know which one is dumber. I guess. You know what? Like, Ubaldo had that good 8 games. Like, I think Brandon Hyde's is dumber. I don't even know.
I don't know. It's a playoff game. I think I'm going to have to go Britton there.
Probably. It was a non-save situation. But, like, my brain breaks. Like, these guys know more about baseball than us. Let's make that clear. They're major league managers. But
but, like, I wouldn't have done that. And I bet you would have. Like,
how are they doing that?
I don't know, man. That's ridiculous. Bad from Brandon Hyde. Very bad.
Bad from Brandon Hyde. Arguably bad from the Blue Jays that they lost yesterday and squeaked by today. We're going to talk about that in a second. But first, Mr. Bones.
Yeah,
what's your favorite sports card that you got? You got one?
My favorite sports card. I have a Steve Dalkowski card.
Okay.
That's my favorite one.
I don't know what my favorite one is. I did recently get like a special jersey emblem Shohei Ohtani card. When I was a kid, I had like jersey cards in hockey and basketball where like a piece of jersey was in the card. Those were always my favorite. And you're looking to get stuff like that, maybe from a breakout player like Adley Rutschman or Jeremy Pena, make a jump to the big leagues. You can use the free Sports Investor or Sports Card Investor app to check the prices of and buy their first baseball cards with the free Sports Card Investor app. You can pull out those old cards of yours too, maybe some of your favorite childhood cards, like a Steve Dalkowski, and be like, hey, how much is this worth today? Maybe I can get some coin off that. If you want to be that guy, download the Sports Card Investor app today. Available for free in the Google Play and Apple App Stores, or go to sportscardinvestor.com/lockedon.
We have an important favor to ask you as well. We put together a survey so we can learn more about our listeners like you and make your favorite Locked On podcasts even better. This is your opportunity to tell us what you like and what you don't like about Locked On Podcasts. Go to lockedonpodcast.com/survey right now to get started. It won't take very long, and everyone that participates in the survey can qualify for a chance to win one of 10 $100 Ticketmaster gift cards. Take our audience survey. Go to lockedonpodcast.com/survey. We thank you for your help. Ben, you alluded to it before we talked about baseball cards.
Spill water on my shirt, by the way. Sorry to
That's
interrupt
classic you. That's
Yeah.
classic you. The Blue Jays have won 2 out of 4 games in this series thus far, with the 4th game set for 3 p.m. as of whenever you're listening to it. It's probably later today. Is it bad that they're squeaking past the Orioles? I vote yes. It's bad.
I vote no.
Classic. Homer.
Here's my reason why. Well, first of all, I mean, they squeaked past the Orioles today. They lost yesterday. They did anything but squeak past them in game 1. They won 11-1. And I, as much as bad teams are bad teams, like the average game ends in a 1-run game in Major League Baseball because like everyone is still very good. Like obviously the Orioles are a lot worse than the Blue Jays. I'm not going to defend that. But I just went to look at like some of the games that the Yankees have played against the Blue Jays because I just wanted to see. And like the Yankees have had their fair share of close ones against the O's too. It's just about getting the job done at the end of the day. It's one play, one thing in baseball. So if you go look at like the Yankees win 2 out of 3 from May 23rd to May 25th. They win a 7-6 game in extras and then win 2-0 the next day. Almost lose that series. You go to what was the last one? I had it up a second ago. They swept the Orioles from May 16th to May 18th. The Yankees did, but the last game was 3-2, and the game before that was 5-4. So I'm disappointed that the bullpen has made these like the last. Even if you say Kikuchi has a bad start, the Blue Jays win yesterday. If the bullpen, or 2 days ago now, you're listening to this Thursday. We're recording Wednesday. You've been here. They win game 2 if the bullpen doesn't give up 2 runs and they just don't go to extras today. So like concerned about the bullpen, but
well, the bullpen's the only culprit here, I think.
Yeah,
the bats
you say
there,
wasn't good. You say wasn't good yesterday.
Sure, you say was bad, but also Trevor Richards was bad. Julian Merriweather gave up a run before he got hurt, and Yimi Garcia was bad today.
Yeah, so like, look, would I like to pound them more? Yeah, I would.
But I will say that their bullpen was pretty freaking good in this series. Jorge Lopez, Felix Bautista were both really great out of the pen. The first game, not so much. They crushed them, and that's exactly what they should do. But I think it was more situationally. Like going into the bottom of the 9th, it was like, all right, you have to score. You have Springer and you have Bo coming up, and you have to score 1 run. And they went down really quietly, and it was just like, all right, now you're giving them another chance to score. Simber luckily goes out there, gets 3 outs, and then Vladdy does what Vladdy did. But it's more situationally, I think. Now, do I think it's the end of the world? Absolutely not. I mean, you still won 2 out of 3 games thus far with another game to go. But it's not necessarily that they only win by 1 run or that they lose close. I think it's more that there are certain situations where you'd like to be like, they're playing the Orioles, man. Like, come on. Like, get a run on the board. It's like yesterday with Kikuchi. Like, what are you nibbling at, dude? Like, go at these hitters. It's the freaking Orioles. And are there good hitters on the Orioles? Yeah. But the whole lineup is not stacked, man.
Yeah.
There's like 3 of them.
Yeah. Trey Mancini, shout out to him. Ryan Mountcastle. Those are good guys. Austin Hayes, you're scary. Also had a base hit today. He doubled in a run.
Yeah,
Scary's doing well. Vladdy was my hype train, I believe, by the way. Just to circle back.
Yeah, this is a good series for you, man. Take that victory.
I mean, Vladdy hype train was like my previous hype train was Gosman, and I was really not happy with how it turned out, so I kind of had to turn back. Yeah, I will say to your point, the Blue Jays, like, should they have the benefit of, like, you win some games by 1 run? Because they did that all of the first month of the season. So, it's like, I do understand your point to a certain extent where it's like, "Hey, you've played close with everyone. Like, you're not gonna keep winning close." And that happened to the Blue Jays until they snapped out of it and started hitting the ball. They started to lose. They lost the series to the Guardians, who at least actually have turned out to be an all-right baseball team. But, to your point, the losing close is tough. It is good, I feel like. It wasn't the greatest start in the world, but, like, Barrios was decent again.
Barrios is what I've decided is that he's always going to give up 1 homer. Like, he just is. He's always going to give up a homer. It just is always going to happen. Today was Mountcastle. He's always going to give up a homer. It just like literally every other start, or seemingly every start, he at least gives up one jack.
You
And that's
wanna
because
do
what?
Sorry, you go. You go. I don't
I
wanna
was
cut
just going to say, because that's the way he pitches, is either you can't touch him or it's gone. And that's just how he works.
Just for fun, you wanna do, like, a $10 bet on the next Barrios start if he gives a homer up or not?
But he just gave one up.
I know,
So
but
then
he's
maybe
been
one.
giving them up. He's
Yeah,
been
that means he's due to not give one up. See, I said every other.
Did you say every other? I thought you said every
That was the
start.
last thing I said, was every other.
Okay. 2 starts from now, you
But
wanna
I'll do it
again?
anyway.
You'll do it anyway?
I'll
Alright.
put it down.
Alright,
My
so,
money's where my mouth is
5
right
days
now.
from now, we gotta put that down somewhere.
5 days from now, when we absolutely forget about this.
No, I'm putting it down.
Okay.
Just to see. And for everyone at home, it's gonna be $10 American, so, it's really like, I don't know the conversion, like a $14 bet,
Yeah,
$13
look at it.
bet.
Bad Canadian doesn't know the conversion.
Oh, because every Canadian's gotta be like, "Exchange rate." I've got it.
Anyway, I don't think it's the end of the world that they're losing close to the O's, but I do think in certain situations you'd like to be able to root for your team, being like, my team kills bad teams, but it
Yeah.
doesn't.
That's fair. No, I get that. And for the most
Although
part,
they
the Jays
did in the first game.
killed bad teams last year, which was really fun to watch. Obviously, they finished 1 game short of their goal, but, like, yeah, it would be nice to go out there and drop a couple hammers, you know?
Yeah, and especially if they lose tomorrow, like, it does get a little tough. You split a series with the O's,
Yeah, well, they
especially after
have
the
to win.
entirety of the first part of the year. It's been like they've had a hard schedule. Well, now you're playing the Orioles. Kill them.
Yeah. Well, no, they've definitely their schedule has started to even out with KC, Tigers, Orioles. But you have to win all those series. Thankfully, tomorrow they got the absolute man on the mound to get the job done, Kevin Gausman. But they still gotta do it. Gotta do it.
Tomorrow might be a huge day in Jays history. We'll tell you about our favorite days this day in Jays history when we come back from a little break ski. And Ben, let me tell you about LinkedIn Jobs. As the sun comes out and small businesses are back in business, LinkedIn Jobs makes it easier to grow your team. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the people you want to interview faster and for free. Create a free job post in minutes on LinkedIn Jobs to reach your network and beyond, to the world's largest professional network of over 810 million people. Can you even fathom 810 million people, Ben?
I cannot fathom
No,
810
you
million
can't.
people. I believe
Yeah,
the
I
human mind can only fathom things of 1,000 or more, like visually.
This
in their
guy's getting
brain.
real with it. Then add your job and the purple hiring frame, hashtag hiring frame, to your LinkedIn profile to spread the word that you're hiring so your network can help you find the right people to hire. Simple tools like screening questions make it easy to focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience so you can quickly prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. It's why small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs #1 in delivering quality hires versus leading competitors. All right, here's our call to action. LinkedIn Jobs, it helps you find the candidates you want to talk to faster. Did you know every week nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn? Post your job for free at linkedin.com/lockedonmlb. That's linkedin.com/lockedonmlb to post your free job or job for free. Terms and conditions apply. Well, we've got another ad, and you know how built always has new flavors coming out. Well, how about the mud pie flavor? Built's introducing the new mud pie flavor in both mud pie bar and puff. Not sure what it tastes like? Well, if you're a chocolate fan, you'd better sit down for this. 100% chocolate, rich whipped cream, chocolate mousse. It's got everything. It's topped with cookies and cream crumble. You gotta try mud pie as soon as possible. And you need to hurry because the mud pie bar and puff are only available for a limited time. Visit built.com to taste the deliciousness for yourself. Not convinced, though. Luckily, we saved the best for last. It's actually good for you. No, really, all Built products are low calories, high protein, and low sugar, man and woman. Mud pie is packed with 16 grams of protein and only 150 calories and 8 grams of sugar. It's like your mom baked the most deliciously creamy chocolate mud pie and wrapped it just for you. Mud pie bars and puffs are available at built.com right now. They're going fast because they are delicious. Go to built.com, use promo code LOCK15 and get 15% off your order. Use promo code LOCK15 for 15% off at built.com.
June 16th, 2007, a Saturday at the Rogers Center, when games were still going 2.5 hours, because this game only lasted 2:32. It's coming back soon. A young Ryan Zimmerman straps his boots up for the Washington Nationals, and he's taking on Sean Markham for the Blue Jays. And
I love Sean Markham.
Yeah.
Him and I share a birthday.
What? Really? That's awesome.
Yeah, we
that caught me off guard. That's cool. So I really wanted to pick the 2007 Blue Jays, a super underrated baseball team in my opinion. Plus, I mean, they didn't make the playoffs, so not that underrated, but really cool roster. Plus, Ricky Romero, Vernon Wells in town recently. Ricky Romero followed me on Twitter, so that was cool. So I went to the 2007 Blue Jays.
Lives to brag.
Yeah, not Ricky Romero on the mound today. He would become a star a little bit later. But Sean Markham goes 7 innings in your birthday, bud. Drops 11 Ks, 2 earned runs.
That's my dog.
Like, just goes nuts. Gives up 2 solo jobs. And like, it's okay though, because one was to a very young Ryan Zimmerman, and the other one was to Dimitri Young, I think. And that's like whatever. But on the other side for the Blue Jays, just fun names, fun lines. Alex Rios, couple of hits. Vernon Wells hits a 2-run ding-dong in the 3rd inning. Alex Rios, by the way, hit a triple in this game. People don't do that anymore very often. Blue Jays got an ultimate power combo, and Matt Stairs, the greatest pinch hitter of all time, hitting 3, and Troy Glass, he was a Blue Jay candidate I didn't use, hitting 4, who had like a cracked year for the Blue Jays and then left. Plus, right after them, Big Hurt's coming up. He got 2 base hits. So, yeah, just kind of a fun one. Blue Jays win 7-3. Some weird names. Literally, like, not a single other player on the Nationals who I know other than Ryan Zimmerman. Trying to look. Some, like, moderately recognizable names, but, like, not guys. And Felipe Lopez, Golden Sombrero. So,
wow.
Thanks for you, Felipe. You probably don't like to stay at all. That's mine. My runner-up was 1987. Tony Fernandez had 4 hits. Jesse Barfield did 2, but I decided not to go with.
Wow, Ben, you had a lot of choices today. Too bad you didn't go with my game because it's superior. Yeah, we'll take you back to the World Series winning year of 1993. You had a struggling Jack Morris on the mound. All right.
Ooh, boo Jack Morris.
You don't like Jack Morris?
No, he's the enemy of Dave Steed.
Oh, well.
We can get into that another time.
Okay. Well, he struggled this season. He had an 8.46 ERA in this game, but he pitched like vintage Jack Morris. He won a complete game shutout, allowed 5 hits, 7 Ks in a 4-0 Blue Jays win over the Minnesota Twins. Now, you want to talk about some names here. By the way, this is a game where both starters were dueling into the 9th inning because it was a 0-0 game at the top of the 9th where Scott Erickson was pitching incredibly well for Minnesota as well. That was until Paul Molitor got on, Joe Carter got on, John Olerud, Tony Fernandez, Ed Sprague all hit him in. They take that 4-0 lead, and they take it into the bottom of the 9th where Morris shut him out. But how about former Blue Jay Dave Winfield on this Minnesota squad, as well as future Yankee and ball pointer adder Chuck Knobloch on this team. Some great names on the Blue Jays side as well. I already talked about Paul Molitor, Joe Carter, Tony Fernandez, John Olerud. Just Luis Sojo's there too on the Blue Jays side. You got to love Luis Sojo.
It's the dog.
This is a fun game. Just a fun game.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't like Jack Morris. Because everyone thought he was better than Steve because no one understood how baseball worked. And they were like, wins. You must get wins. Who cares that the Blue Jays are an expansion team with no hitting? After, if you go watch the SB Nation thing, it's pretty good. After Steve, his arm like broke down in '93 and he went to the White Sox. And then Morris just like chirped him, which is like, this is really not your team. Dave Steve to this day is the highest WAR player in Blue Jays history. So, but I mean, he did, Morris was there for World Series. So.
He pitched well that day. I'll tell you
he
that
did
much.
Pitch well that day. He did. And that whole team is always fun. Every single time you can bring them up. Lots of fun.
I have one more thing to read, Ben. This time, no mud pies.
Are you sure?
Yep.
I heard
it's
PFS
about the
just
first
took a big
picks.
mud pie.
It's the first picks of the Ultimate NBA mock draft. They've already been made. Search now for Ultimate NBA mock draft and get over 50 insiders, the Odyssey sports experts, the draft experts of Locked On NBA Big Board. The 5-episode Ultimate NBA mock draft is underway. Make Ultimate NBA mock draft your second listen today because we know that you made this your first listen. Ben and I will see you tomorrow with a prospect roundup.